Before the actual video starts, I just want to clear up a few things. First of all, I will mention the title Buddhism 101. It's kind of stupid. That was really just a placeholder. It will be called me rambling about Buddhism because that's kind of what the series is. Also, went in with the original idea of giving tips for high school. That fell apart like halfway through, so I'm sorry that the video is all over the place. The next one in the series will be fine. I will script it, I promise. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alpaca of Doom, and just for reference, today is Monday, October 3rd. So, I'm a little behind on this topic, but I wanted to give you guys some tips in high school. I know you guys are thinking like, oh, you know, high school tips, it's a little far back. It's October. But this is something I wanted to really think about. I didn't want to just like spurt out words like the second school started for views. I know some people watch my videos in high school, I assume anyway. I seem like a younger kind of YouTuber. I seem like I'd appeal to the younger demographic. However, if nobody watching my videos is in high school, share me with your high school friends. Water the seeds of my channel. Share me with your friends. That's in all my descriptions. But I graduated high school recently, and back in May. And high school was a very weird time for me. I'm going to tell the story, but for the first 2 years, it was the saddest time of my life. And I kind of came to realize halfway through high school that it's really what you make of it. I sounded like a Hannah Montana song, but it really is what you make it. If you set your mind to it, high school will either be the worst 4 years of your life or the best 4 years of your life. And the worst moment of your life is when you bump your pop filter with your nose while you're speaking. So I spent my entire first half of high school, freshman and sophomore year, in the mentality of any teenage boy like, I need to get a girlfriend, which it became my focus. And every day I was like, oh, am I going to get a girlfriend today? And when I got home, I would think, this is so stupid now that I'm saying it out loud. In my head, it made a little more sense. But when I got home, it would be like, oh, why didn't I get a girlfriend today? What happened? And at the time, I thought I was happy. But now, looking back on it, I just realized I was really fucking stupid. So I spent the entirety of my freshman and sophomore year just looking for someone to love me. And that sounds incredibly pathetic thinking about it now. But that's what I did. Like, that was my entire focus. I didn't focus on school, which was really bad. Like, you gotta focus on school a little bit. I ended with like a 1.8 GPA. Don't be like me, kids. I'm not stupid, I promise. Just focus on school. But it's kind of overwhelming, like, the idea of going through high school without being in a relationship, because you see it all around you. But what you don't really realize, I can't speak, I'm tired. What you don't really realize is that most of the time, now freshman year this might be a little different, but most of the time, your friends that are in a relationship found that because they're just kind of being themselves and being all, you know, all willy-nilly, and they met someone that is kind of like that. And that's how the happy relationships come by. So here comes the more cringy part of this video. If you've seen my cringy life stories thing, you kind of know this whole story. But in sophomore year, I struck gold as I thought. I found a girlfriend, hated her, and not at the time. Like, I thought she was kind of neat, but I didn't want to date her. But you know what? Being able to say that I have a girlfriend was incredible to me. That made me happy, which is so stupid. But we dated for like a month, and it was super bad. So I didn't plan on telling this entire sophomore year 1 month quote-unquote girlfriend kind of story. But I guess for the effect of the video, I kind of have to. So I'm not going to name names because that's not a nice thing to do. But I met this girl in one of my classes, and I knew her from somewhere. Turns out she was dating a senior last year, and I hung out with that senior. Anyway, she was kind of an acquaintance, and then we sat next to each other, and we talked, and like we were texting one day. She's like, hey, I kind of like you, and I was like, oh, I struck gold. We're going to date and be happy forever. But like 3 weeks in, it just kind of, no, it was a weekend the first time. It just kind of crashed and burned, and that devastated me, right? Like, and this isn't really a general story. This is kind of to get perspective on my point of view, because I don't think this is something that happens to everyone. But so she kind of dumps me a weekend. I was completely devastated. And 2 weeks after that, she's like, "Oh, I miss you," all that fun stuff. We date for 3 weeks. And then we were actually kind of happy, looking back at it. And then she just kind of dumps me out of nowhere. And my self-esteem and my sense of happiness were just crushed. So naturally, this affected me quite a bit, actually. This was the first technical girlfriend I had, and she just kind of destroyed my hopes and dreams. Now, I can't really say that I was okay a month later. Like, this affected me up until, like, junior year. Actually, until the end of junior year. I actually had a class with her junior year. But junior year, it really started to hit me, like, what was going on with me. Like, I kind of looked at myself and thought, Jacob, why are you so unhappy? I was very sad. If any of my friends watch my videos, probably not, because I don't share my YouTube channel. But they could attest to, like, I smacked my pop filter. I smacked part of my mic, everything. I smacked everything. I'm kind of a fun guy. Like, I'm energetic, that kind of stuff. And I was still kind of that, but at the same time, it wasn't really there. Like, it was more forced. It wasn't just how I acted. It was like, oh, I'm around my friends. Gotta be fun and spontaneous. This continued for longer than I'd like to admit. But I kind of looked at myself and I was like, why am I unhappy? And I thought about it. I'm not trying to get into religious stuff, but I meditated. I meditate. It's kind of, oh, look, a hippie, he meditates. But that was the first time I did it, and I just kind of like, I saw why. Like, I have this deep, burning desire to make somebody else feel happy and loved and special. And it doesn't really make sense. Like, I would value somebody else being happy over me being happy. Somebody else that, like, I didn't even know. Like, I wanted to make someone happy more than I wanted to make myself happy. So, I never really told this entire story to anyone, so consider yourself lucky, guys. But, when I realized that, it kind of hit me, like, life isn't, like, just objectively sad. Life is what you make it. The Hannah Montana song keeps playing in my head. But you can look at your life and see sadness if you want to see sadness. Or you can look at your life and see happiness if you want to see happiness. It's all perspective. This is going to sound like one of those self-help videos. I just realized that. And the title's probably going to reflect that a bit. I don't know what I'm titling it, but I have a pretty decent idea. But I have a challenge for you guys. A challenge, I guess, a self-help thing, if you will. So, if you're sad, if you're unhappy with anything, just take one day. I keep hitting my pop filter. I'm a very handsy talker. Anyway, take one singular day. Just one day. It doesn't take any more. Do not think about the past or the future. Only focus on what you're experiencing right here and right now. Once you're not focused on the worries of the future or the mistakes of the past, you can really start to measure, to experience the magic of the present moment. You start to realize how great your shirt feels on your body. You realize how amazing the air after a rain smells. You realize how great it is to talk to your friends. You realize that all this stuff that is truly amazing in life, you're blocking out because you're worried about what has happened or what may happen. Now, if you're like me and you look at yourself after the end of that first day, you'll realize you were happy. You weren't artificially happy. You weren't just like, oh, I'm going to be happy. You were truly happy. You drew happiness from the experiences you were feeling. It wasn't a constant reminder like, be happy, be happy. You were genuinely happy. Once you felt that genuine happiness, that happiness not drawn from looking for the best things, but just simply going through life and experiencing everything you can't turn back. Now, I still stress about the future. I cringe at the moments of my past, but I realize what magic is happening in the here and now. I realize how great it is to be alive. And that's just amazing. If you guys were intrigued or inspired or anything by the whole one day of just living in the present thing, this is where it gets a little bit religious. I guess religious kinda. I recommend a book. I bought this book on Amazon for roughly $15 or including shipping and handling. It's called The Heart of Buddha's Teachings by Thich Nhat Hanh. Ooh, fun name. Probably said that completely wrong. That was from memory. You would not think that is from the spelling. I heard his name somewhere at some point. But I'll have an image on the screen, and I will have an Amazon link in the description. Maybe another link. I really hit the mic that time, but because I'm holding the book. I have had this book for like 3 months. I'm on chapter 13 called Right Action. In this book, just read one chapter a night, one chapter a week, one chapter a month, and you'll really notice change. Just read it and don't assume that it's all BS. Don't assume that, oh, it's Buddhist stuff. It can't really be that effective. I knocked over a monster. That is wonderful. You know what? I'm noticing the magic of the present moment. I realize that I've strayed quite a bit from the path I kind of set for myself in my head. I was just going to do high school tips. I was going to tell you stories from my high school experience. Oh, excuse me. I was going to tell you stories from my high school experience and how to relate that to your life. But then I kind of thought about it while I was up trying to clean my monster spill. And I realized that Buddhism is more of a universal thing. Like, I can go on and on about my crappy relationship from sophomore year. That's not going to help anyone unless you have experienced something similar to that. Now, if I tell you about trying to live in the present moment, that's something everyone can benefit from. So yeah, that's going to be the first episode of Buddhism 101. That's what I'm going to call this. It probably sounds a bit crappy, but, it is what it is. I promise the next one is going to be scripted. This one I just kind of sat down and started rambling. Next one's going to have a script, so it won't be as choppy, I guess, and all over the place. But, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.